Hi, I'm Don Mackey. I'm back with another health update with Town of East Longmeadow Health Director Aimee Petrosky. And it is Friday, November 20th, just coming up on the Thanksgiving holiday. And so we're here to give folks a little bit of guidance or just be able to articulate some of the guidance from the state as well as from the local health department regarding gathering for the holidays, upcoming holidays. So Aimee, thanks again for coming in. This is great.
Yeah, so thank you for having me. I think Thanksgiving is a great opportunity to get together and talk about things we could be thankful for and how to keep ourselves safe upcoming holiday season. So the state is really urging families not to gather the way that we typically do around this holiday. I think Thanksgiving for a lot of people involve getting groups, some traveling together to eat and drink and to spend time together. And right now, this year, it's something that the state and the CDC are urging us to try to find a way to do it in a safe way. So clearly, just like things with our Halloween conversation, the safest way is to do it with just the people who you're living with, right? Staying within your household group that you see every day. And if people aren't able to just stay within their household group, the state and the CDC have put out ways that we can do it more safely than the traditional gathering styles. So either way, if you are gathering with people in your home or in their home, the state limit of 10 people still stands. So the most that you're going to be able to gather with is 10. They are suggest if you have an elderly family member or someone with compromised immune systems that they are not included in this event this year. You know, my mother is in her late 60s and she has a heart condition. And we were talking last night because we're doing Thanksgiving just us. And she said, I'm so old, I might not be here for next Thanksgiving. And we said, well, we'd rather you be here for Christmas or the next thing, because if you gather and one of us were to infect you, the way that this would affect your body is much different than it may affect somebody else. So really just putting into perspective what it could mean for someone of that demographic or with compromising health conditions. You know, if you do end up gathering, wear masks as much as possible. And it may feel funny to wear a mask in your house or someone close to you house, but masks are shown to reduce the likelihood of transmission. Another great way is to keep the air moving as much as possible in the house. So I don't know what the weather's going to be like on Thanksgiving. It's possible to actually be outside during your gathering. Put the heat up a little higher, open some doors and windows so you get a cross breeze. That's really going to pull any of the infected particles that might be good positive or exhaling through and out of the house or settling before you get a chance to inhale them. Comes to the actual dinner time, you know, I don't know how most people do it. Some people do family style, where you put a bunch of stuff on the table and you all kind of serve yourself what you want. But the CDC is recommending that there's one person responsible for serving the food. That way, it's only one person's hands on everything, one person breathing on everything, and you kind of one person who's responsible for that. No sharing of utensils or cups. You know, oh, this tastes really good, why don't you try it? You know, I don't know if people do that still, but if you do, that's something that should be avoided this Thanksgiving, because we do know that the direct contact with the saliva has an increased amount of the viral load, which is more likely to make you infected. Sitting, try to sit people 6 feet apart if possible, you know, or sit people by family groupings. So, you know, if you have people from multiple households gathering, have a couple tables with a set of distance where each family grouping sits at their own table. That way, when they're removing their mask and they're able to sit closer than 6 feet because they're with their family, but you have the grouping set 6 feet apart. You know, I know all the time when you're seeing someone that you haven't seen in a while, when your instincts, especially family members, children, parents, is to give them a hug right? Or, the customary handshake, or however your greeting is. But doing distance greeting, air hugs, air high fives, a variety of distance welcoming of each other to help. I know these things are so hard, and you don't have to employ all of them, but even just employing some of them into your afternoon or daily activity will, help keep you guys safe. And instead of maybe having people over for the Macy's parade and the football game and then dinner and then dessert, so a whole day event, maybe about just having people come over for dessert or the meal itself, and reducing the amount of time that you are around people. So we do know from state data and even federal information, national information, that one of the primary ways that COVID is spreading right now is through household gatherings or between household members, because that's just an environment that without proper air circulation and no masks is ripe for it being contagious, right? So I have a lot of people calling me now that our numbers just keep increasing week by week and saying, is it safe for me to go to the grocery store? Is it safe for me to still do X, Y, or Z? And what we know is that it's not being transmitted in the grocery stores. It's not being transmitted by touch. It's really inhaling either small amounts of the viral load over a long period of time or a large amount of the viral load over a short period of time. And household gatherings, that happens if there's no mask usage. So I know it's frustrating, and I know it's an inconvenience, and I know that people are just done with this and they want to get back to living their lives and being with their family. And we're asking people to change more and to change things that are so ingrained in us as something that we do with our families. And this year, if it's possible, it's in your best interest to try to follow at least some of these DPH and CDC guidelines.
Well, all right. Thanks, Aimee. That's all very good information. Do you want to just, as of today's Friday, give an update on the weekly numbers for November 20th?
Sure. So the DPH Weekly Report comes out on Thursday nights. You can find on their website. And also, I'll just run down the numbers now. As of last night, our last 14-day average was 73. That's the highest we've been in the community-based transmission ever. And that's up, that's up 6 cases from the last 14-day total. So it's higher this week than it was in the week before that. And then our percent of positivity is also up this week. We're at 3.93. And that's up from last week's 3.78, so just slightly. Our numbers are, continuing to rise. We are seeing an increase throughout the community, and a lot of people, when they call and want this information, there is no major clusters that we know about. There are some, I think, 3 long-term care cases in that reporting of that numbers, and that's new. Previously, it had been all community-based transmission. We do have 3 that are in long-term care facilities, and the ages really range. It's not just the older population or the middle population. It kind of runs the gamut. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the numbers. And before we sign off, I hope everyone has a really wonderful Thanksgiving. It's been a long year for all of us, wherever point we are in this COVID process. It has been long and it has been hard, but there is still so much to be thankful for. And I hope that everyone on this Thanksgiving finds that and is able to celebrate it in whatever way they can.
Agreed. Thank you so much, Aimee.
You're welcome.
All right. Don Mackey, join us. In a couple more weeks, we'll have another health update, and have a great Thanksgiving, everyone.